Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It's Friday, November the 22nd. Man, Thanksgiving's next week. December a week away. Everybody's all happy. Oh, football. Can't wait till football gets here. Football. Yeah, well, it's over. You got 2 months of football left. Hope it was fun. Hope it was fun for everybody involved. It's over. Like, subscribe, notification bell on here on YouTube, Sean Higgs channel. Thank you for watching. Twitter, at Mr. Sean Higgs. Podcast form, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Google Music, Apple Music, Amazon Music, wherever you get podcasts. Midday Money's there. Look Headlines is there. You don't want to miss the shows. And when I'll do a free pick video, you'll get a notification on that. I'll do free pick video. I have, seven college basketball games in the chat today. So would you rather have 7 videos or come in here for a half hour? That'll be the poll question for the weekend. Maybe I'll have a poll question: free pick videos or daily free pick videos live. Anyway, let's get to teaser Tuesday picks for today. We'll put those in the chat. Teaser Tuesday posted with the Friday games. There you go. Put them up here. San Antonio, Michigan State, UNLV tonight. We are 8-13 with college football teaser Tuesday. Ohio State, Ole Miss, Kansas for Saturday. NFL, Panthers, Colts, and Rams. Haven't hit a NFL teaser Tuesday since the second week of the season. There you go. Recapping yesterday, what do we do? 1-0 in NBA. All right, Raptors got it done here. Hockey was a winner. No NFL in the chat. College basketball goes 1-2, but we're loaded up for today. We are locked and loaded for action in college basketball. We'll get it all up and out for you there in the chat, on the X. It's out there in the universe. I just saw, speaking of the X, I tweet out they're getting rid of Muppet Vision in Disney World. Come on. What the heck are we doing down here? I enjoyed Muppet Vision. That was a fun little thing, Muppet 3D. Anyway. All right, college basketball. We got to get on the right track in the video. What am I going to say? They're free picks. I try to hit them all. I do. But, you go to the site where I'm number one in college basketball, that's fine. You go to the YouTube, get a subscription, you get some picks there as well. I try to hit these. I want to hit every game I put out. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. A couple games under 500 here at College Hoops. LSU plus 7.5, American plus 5, Seton Hall plus 6.5, Lafayette plus 11, Stephen F. Austin minus the 5 points. Lemoyne, they're not getting 100 points. It's a money line, even money. Same with Duke and St. Louis plus 5-piece. College footies, that's worked out well in the chat. As well on the sites. We're number one on the site. On winners and whiners, stats all, picks parlays, winning free picks. Number one on our college footies. Number one in college basketball. Picking and choosing is tough. Michigan State and the under tonight. College footies. No NBA here, although there's NBA on the site. No hockey after yesterday's winner here in the video. We did go 1-1 in our site picks. 7-9 for the year on hockey. 4-3 the year NBA. But then you fill out college hoops in a week. 67-46. I like college basketball a little bit better, apparently. That's just the way it is. There's our guy. Who was that? That was Don Henley. Who was that? Oh, what the heck was that name? That's just the way it is. Well, Bruce Hornsby in a range. T-Money's a big Bruce Hornsby in a range fan, I bet. Moneymaker Friday, we're trying, T-Money. How are you? Not a bad. Here we go, T-Money. Not a bad day. Both St. Joe's and Drake got it done, so that got me in the green. Hit some other sexy things, but onto today. The Pistons got me in overtime just to lose Wisconsin. Yeah, Pistons. I was with you on the Pistons. Like I sort of get it. It was a short little lineup. I don't love anything but free play. Seton Hall getting 6 will be close games for taking the points. Should make it a rocking chair with 2 even teams. I know they're even team. Like, listen, I was on the other side of VCU yesterday. The whole, to me, the way their lack of scoring, I wasn't interested in. Now, that's 2 games in a row they bit me in the butt, but I'll come on the hall with you today here. It's a free pick. T-Mike says, laying Iowa 2.5 versus Utah State, but good luck. I don't be scared of plus money. It's 14-1 every day. 14-1. Yeah, the Utah State, Iowa, right? Look at that because I think people look at that as, oh, it's Utah State. Who's that? Those Aggies are pretty good. They're not a bad club, Utah State. I think the average person will look at that kind of game and be like, well, who are these guys? It's Utah State against Iowa, who's a power school. Let's see what time. What time is this game? I can't even find the time. Here we go, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock action. Here's my little matchup on this. Game's in Missouri, right? A little neutral action. Let's go Utah State. Timothy's in the house. Winnipeg regulation, even money over the Penguins on the ice. Michael B's in the house. Huge night. How about the Browns? Everyone loved the Steelers. 5-1 college hoops. Baylor money line. Florida Atlantic, San Diego, Jacksonville State, Memphis. Bang. Yeah, I was with you on the FAU. Was with you on the Memphis. Didn't have the Baylor or Jacksonville State games. JK says, good night. There's the teaser Tuesday. There's today's picks. College hoops for Mike. He's like UCF today. Arizona, Utah State. There you go. We got the Utah State. And who's Central Florida have? I'm not going to run through all these things. We're just going to run them off. Way too many games. Maurice, you think Daniel Jones could save the Cowboys season? By what? Is he starting for Dallas? He's starting for the Cowboys? I didn't know he was starting quarterback for the Cowboys. I may jump on FAU Live if I can get some plus money. What is going on? I don't even have the scores up. I was getting ready to do my write-ups for college and NFL this weekend. I started doing that. So who are you taking live? Florida Atlantic Live? Down 5 here to Drake. What was this to start? They were a 4-point fave. Interesting. Moneyline Markel's in the house. I tried to tell people Steelers Brown was a trap game. 3 to 3.5 to 4 just seems a little oddball to me. Because the average person is not betting on Monday and Tuesdays. Cash 83 blocks. Excellent. Steelers own 7 last 7 on road versus the AFC North. I'll tell you what, their schedule is tough. I went through it yesterday. We were talking about it. I think I was with Fargo and Doug Upstone. We're talking about it on Winter Circle YouTube. That people are like penciling them in. They open with Cleveland. They got Cleveland again. They got the Ravens again. They got the Bengals. They got the Niners. I mean, they have a tough little road ahead of them. Back to we're talking football. The Daniel Jones. Here's the thing, and this is what I say about like Dak. Like you're paying this guy X amount of money. The Giants cut him. They're eating the contract. Like who? You're gonna. I have no idea who's picking him up. And this is the thing with Dallas, Maurice. So you get Daniel Jones to come in here, be like, hey, look at this. He knows the ins and out of the Giants, right? You pick him up to start. Whatever to that. But like Cooper Rush, where he had won games in the past, I think he's like 5-1 as a starter here. You go back to those Dallas teams, you had an offensive line. You had running backs. I mean, he had Ezekiel when he was good, and Pollard. He had good running backs. He had multiple receivers. He had a good defense. This Cowboy team has none of that. So you're going to bring Daniel Jones in here or whoever. I mean, why? For what? This offensive line's no better. I mean, is this running back better than the Giants running back? Now, Lamb's great, but he's banged up. Thinks he's the only one's coming here and get hurt. They got 2 wins. Where are they going? Trey Lance is a pretty high draft pick. People thought he was supposed to be an MVP. There were MVP tickets on Trey Lance when he started for the Niners. Why didn't you throw Trey Lance out there for the rest of the year? What's the worst you could do? Win 1 game? 3 games? 0 games? Who cares? You know who Cooper Rush is. He's a backup quarterback. He's a guy who can come in and get a couple wins. When the team's decent, it's not a decent team. Live at the Magic. Shout out to Franz Wagner. Oh, that's right, the Lakers. How'd the Lakers do yesterday? Marie says, VCU can't shoot. They put up 30 3-pointers. Yeah, that was terrible. Florida Atlantic money line is minus 110, down a couple. Took McNeese. I know they're minus 10 today. Here's a Laker guy. Wine Time's in the house. Good to see you, Wine Time. The Magic was free money. I was sitting floor seats last night. There you go. Would you put that up on the X? Was that up on Twitter World? Are you on the floor trying to get a number from a cheerleader? Or is your wife a cheerleader? He's a married guy. I'm gonna spread that rumor in the pub room. You're dating a Lakers cheerleader. Florida was 5.5, came down to 3. They're begging people to take FAU. Yeah, well, Drake. Let's Drake live. 5-3. I'm going to look at a Drake live number here. Where is? We'll take Drake. I didn't know this went to 5-3. There's so many games. I had a bunch up last night. I put up 3? 7 games last night. I added 1 this morning. I don't know, man. I had been adding games, and the ones I add have been losing the last couple times. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to force something. And with so many line moves and stuff like this, then you're really not in danger, but it could get dangerous. You know, you're talking 15, 20 games or something like that. I'm gonna take minus 2.5. I think Drake's gonna win this. I'll lay 2.5 here, minus 114. There we go. Wager's been accepted. I can lay 46 with Fairly Ridiculous over Vermont State. I mean, 45, and that would put it that put them trailing. Now it's back to 46. So that's 89-72. They still got to make up 15 points. I'm going to take Vermont State. They're going to go on a 20-0 run? You're going to give me 48 points? I'm down 30? I'll take 48. One Markel says, Wine Time, I know the game winner was crazy. It was an epic night. Is there photos? Did you post it? T-Bay says, only people talking about last night. Can't nobody eat off last night's game. Give the chat some winners for today. Look at this. Now the line is 50. I got a 47.5 now. It's 50.5. It's got a bad number. I come in. Am I doing math wrong here? 47. There's another point. So they just scored since it was. They've scored 5 straight now. Fairly ridiculous. And now the line is 51. Okay, that's probably a loser. Not looking good. Not looking good there. UCF is playing Whiskey on a neutral today. Normally, I don't like backing UCF at the bounce house, but I've watched this team. I think they're more athletic than Whiskey and cannot shoot them. I like Whiskey there. That line was about 4, gone up a little bit. What's it up to now? Is it up to 5.5? Oh, 52.5 now in this fairly game. Oh, I'm a loser. Marquez says, I love you, but stop doing bad drugs. Daniel Jones could save Dallas. In this spot, I get like, hey, save them. They're not making the playoffs. Now, do you think he could come in here and win a game versus old team? That would be one thing. Just a terrible spot for Dallas. Terrible spot. He's got a short week, Washington rivalry game, and then short week, Thanksgiving, even shorter week. Have fun with Drake. FAU outright, write it down. Write it down. I will. I did. Locking in with the Kings in house. Danny Dimes to CD Lane's going to feed families. If Dallas signs out, are you kidding me? Good for Jaden Jones saying, I want to be released. That's great. Let's see. Jones, let's go through the waivers. Unlikely the team will pick up the rest of his 4-year, $160 million contract. Giants would have been on the hook for $23 million if Jones were to sustain a serious injury and not be able to pass a physical. New York will take on more than $20 million in dead money with the move. Giants decide to bench Jones during their bye week. So it's only $20 million? Is that how that is? All right. The Giants take on $47 million in dead money this year and $22 million next year. So they free up $19 million in cap space next year. With his release, he only played 1.5 years of the contract, leaving behind $70 million in dead money. So the Giants are on the hook for $70 million. Is that how that works? Celtics team total 126.5, says Markel. Get to work. It's a holiday week next week, Mike. Get everything done now. Markel says, stop reading. I'm about to send you to rehab for talking about Daniel Jones to the Cowboys. Daniel Jones to the Cowboys. You know what, though? Would it shock me? Who did that shock? Bring him in before the game against his old squad. You don't think he'd be pumped up for that game? And I would say something like, hey, how hard is it to throw a ball to somebody, right? You're a quarterback. You see how bad quarterback play is. How many plays do you really got to run? Listen, you're on the Cowboys, you're in trouble because you have no run game, so everything's a pass. How could it be just listen, just run 3 yards. I'm going to throw little dinks all over the place. Danny dump off. Tatum triple-double. I think this is the spot. I think it's the spot. It could be. It could be the spot. It could be. You know what? I'll put something in the chat here for you folks. Let's go. The Warriors, minus 15. Look at this nonsense. Look at this hot crap. Ooh. Oh, man. Can't wait till these guys wet the bed in the playoffs. It's 15? Is this got to be an alternate number you're playing, right? You're going cool guy style? Like, I'm not going to lay it 10. Let me show you. I'm going to lay 15 for plus 150. Yes, Warriors all line, plus 150. I didn't think that's worth it. You're taking Warriors plus 150. I'd rather take the Pelicans plus 380. Almost to win a natty, 11-1. Let's hope they get in. They gonna get in the playoffs. That's the tricky spot. Do they get in? I mean, you look at the standings or the what's it. Barely holding on. They're barely holding on to life. I think it's a wide open kind of thing. All right. Oregon's undefeated. Indiana. Hey, I feel bad for Indiana that they're getting. Well, if they lose, they better get a close one. Like if this was any other team, if this was Alabama or Ole Miss or Tennessee or LSU or Texas or some SEC team, undefeated, losing, they'd be like, well, they lost to SEC. Indiana just doesn't have the big football name, so they're going to be raked through the mud. It's not right. But now Mikhail says, stop Higgs. Pellies are bad. Granted, they lost by 30 last game. Last 5 games aren't it. Matter of fact, get the pen out. Get the pen out. You're laying 15. I'm not getting a pen out. This is like, hey, get the pen out. I'm laying 15. This is like I get wackos tell me, get the pen out here. Look at this great play. They're minus 1,200. Like, what? I mean, you're taking a team minus 15. I'm supposed to, and they're a 10-point favorite. I'll remember because I'll come in and just laugh like, hey, who said the Warriors were going to cover 15? They win by 3 on the last second shot. Cam Ward Heisman, Marie says. That's not a bad one. If they run it, he's going to put up the numbers because they need him. He is all that team. The fairly ridiculous line's up to 54.5 now, so I've totally blew that one. I blew that plus 47. Not a good look. Not good. Oh. Gas station sushi. Top 2 teams in the SEC are far superior to top 2 teams in the Big Ten, contrary to the rankings. Listen, Georgia has been in an up and down because you got Carson Beck throwing 3 interceptions a game. Alabama is dangerous, but we've seen them lose games. I mean, out of all, Texas, are they the best SEC team? And again, the SEC is going to get to. The SEC has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the top 12, and they've lost to each other. Well, you lose to a good team, you got to be in the playoffs. Do you? This is why a 12-team playoff is terrible. What A&M's all the way in the back here. What if A&M beats Texas? A&M beats Texas, then what? Texas fall out of the rankings? Right? Why wouldn't they? Texas 9-1 with the loss to Georgia at home. Closing out at A&M, who has 2 losses. So A&M wins these next 2. Although, listen, I think Auburn gets them. I see the 2.5. All that being said, they win the next 2. They're 10-2. Why don't they get in? Why is Texas thin? They're 10-2, and Texas lost to Georgia. I don't think if you lose to a team head-to-head, you should get in the playoffs. 2 teams are 10-2. They play each other. You lost. You're out. What more do you need than a head-to-head between 2 teams? Well, they're still better than Georgia lost to Ole Miss. They are 8-2. They're going to finish 10-2. Ole Miss is 8-2. They got Florida, Mississippi State. Should finish 10-2. They're out of the playoff. They beat a team that's ahead of them. How is this fair to teams that beat the team that's ahead of them? It doesn't make any sense to me. Ole Miss and Georgia 10-2, but Ole Miss, well, they beat Texas on the road. Okay, and Texas lost to A&M, who beat them. The bias towards teams. Not right. Not right. We're going to have so much value in a 12-team playoff. What is the value? You saw the lines. I don't think Georgia should get in over Ole Miss. I don't think Texas should get in over A&M if A&M beats them. You beat a team ahead of you. You have the same record. Oh, well, you lost to a team that's worse. I beat you, though. I beat you. Georgia beat Alabama. Alabama beat Tennessee. Tennessee lost to whoever. How does A&M at 10-2 get left out and they beat a team that's going to be a top 5 or top 6 team? And I beat you. Ole Miss is out. Hold on, I beat the team ahead of me here. A team loses. A team Alabama gets in with 3 losses.
Started.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Listen, exactly. And I don't know. We got a big homer here in an A&M guy. Our guy Ryan loves A&M, and I think the line looks low. I think Auburn wins that one. But say they win, and then they beat Texas. That's my point. You beat a team head-to-head, and then you're out of the playoffs. No. Jay Winans, you like Pritchard over points assists rather than Jay Rue? Yeah. Give me Pritchard. Give me Pritchard. Kenny says that's why there needs to be 12 teams. No, because these teams, if you're losing a game, that's no big deal because you're still getting the playoffs because it's a good loss. And we lose to Alabama. Okay, that's all right. Alabama's going to be in the playoffs. We'll still get in. We'll still get in. The Oregon Ohio State loser normally is out of the playoffs. Now, Oregon could go and lose the Big Ten. I'm already in the playoffs. I'm gonna sit the guys this game. Why am I gonna risk them for this championship when the big championship starts? Why am I playing guys in my conference championships? There'll be no conference championships in a year or two. Why have them? Just add in a loss. You're just gonna hurt your teams. No more conference championships. Six? You want to go 6 teams? You want to do 6? ACC, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, and then somebody else, Power 5, Group of 5 guy, whatever, out of the American, Mountain West, somebody's undefeated, and you want to take the best runner-up out of the SEC or Big 10 with teams higher ranked. Well, this team should get in. They're really no, they're not. If they were that good, they would have won. At least would have went to the championship game. You didn't even get to the championship game. No, you're not getting in. You're telling me you want to take the team that's a runner-up in the SEC championship game? If they have 1 loss, okay. If they had 2 losses, 3, no. You lost. You played and you lost. I don't care who you. Well, look at the teams they play. If you're going to see the SEC is always the best thing, they're always going to be bloated wins. Who cares if they're 9-3? Look who they lost to. They're 9-3, but they lost to Georgia, who's ranked 4th. Alabama's ranked 2nd. Texas is ranked number 9. Of course, they should be in the playoffs because they beat those other teams. No, drop it down to 6. But they don't want 12. It's going to be 24. It's terrible. Terrible. I don't have to like it. I mean, I'll find something to bet on. I'm going to like the sport. Let's take it out of here. LSU, American, Seton Hall, Lafayette, Stephen F. Austin, Lemoyne, Duke, St. Louis in college hoops today. I'll put it in the chat one last time with our college football, Michigan State, and the under. There's the comments. There we go. My best under in college basketball today? I have 1 total today, and it's an over. And my college basketball totals this year, Markel, so far? 17-20 college basketball totals. 67-46 overall, 17-20 in total. So I do not have an under. Do not have an under for you. All right, we got playoff football tonight. I'll see if I don't know if I'll come back for some look at lines. Probably doing an early show tomorrow. We got, day action, stuff like that, jump into stuff. Here we go. Don't forget to put your bet on the Aggies. Here we go, Mr. Aggie, man. Love Ryan. Sorry, Markel. Yeah, no under. No under. I'm going to tell you how I'm doing. If I was doing really good, I'd fish one out for you, but I'm not going to go digging for something I'm not even 500 on yet. All right, everybody. Good luck.